exploring flaws in characters, making our world more human. When we think about creating well-rounded characters, we often focus on making them relatable, likable, and endearing to our audience. And while these traits are certainly important, they're not the only qualities that make a character truly believable and human. In fact, one of the most interesting things about people and characters is their flaws. Flaws are what make us imperfect, unreliable, and sometimes even unlikable. Think about it in real life. Nobody is 100 trustworthy, 100 honest, or 100 consistent in their actions and decisions. We all have those moments where we falter, make mistakes, or do something that goes against our better judgment. And it's exactly these kinds of flaws that can make our characters feel more authentic and, paradoxically, more likable. By acknowledging the imperfections and weaknesses of our characters, we create a sense of emotional depth and vulnerability that draws our audience in and keeps them invested in their story. Let's take a character like Tony Soprano from The Sopranos. On the surface, Tony is a successful mob boss who takes care of his family and has a certain charm about him. But peel back the layers, and you see a man struggling with anxiety, depression, and a deep-seated insecurity that's driving many of his actions. His flaws, from his inability to manage his temper to his tendency to prioritize his own needs over his relationships, make him a more nuanced and believable character. And it's precisely this imperfection that makes us root for him. Flaws and all, by embracing the flaws in our characters, we create a world that's more messy, more real, and more relatable, a world that says, yes, we're all in this together, and we're all imperfect in our own ways. So, in this episode, we are going to explore the importance of flaws in our characters and how these imperfections can make our world and our world building more human. We'll talk about how to create compelling flaws that feel earned and organic rather than artificial or contrived. And we'll examine some examples of characters from literature and pop culture who have made major impacts with their flaws, from Holden Caulfield's juvenile angst in The Catcher in the Rye to the titular character's chronic anxiety in Fleabag. By the end of this episode, you'll have a few new tricks up your sleeve for crafting characters that feel more real, more nuanced, and more inspiring, flaws and all.